Well, hello there, friends. I know this is a surprise live, as I like to call it. I had a little chunk of time here, and I was thinking, you know what, rather than walk through challenge 3.1 or tour our challenge 3.1, I will put it that way, on Monday, why not now? Because I have time right now, and honestly, no one's in the house, and I'm like, whoa, rare opportunity. And my husband now has Mondays off, so it gets a little interesting when he needs the computer and I need the computer, and you know, we have one computer, so we're that kind of family. But I'm just checking to make sure I got on here okay, and it looks like I did. I know a lot of you, this is totally surprise, so it's okay if you're not watching this live. Go back and watch it later, that way you can see it. I'm just making sure you can see everything okay. Looks good. All right, so I'm gonna walk through this quick before Lucy gets home. So her friend's parents are gonna drop her off here, I think around 1. So figured I'd do this quick, and then you guys will have it to walk through as you need, you know, this week. So that way, if you're stumped on it or whatever, I try to pick one of these that looks a little more difficult than the rest, and you know, decide to do a live with it, or whatever works, you know. So I'm going to walk through this quick with you. That way you have it and you can walk through it and you know what's going on. It looks like you can see the top of my little bar there. I'm sorry about that. I wonder if I can slide that a little bit. I just realized how annoying that's going to probably be. Sorry, you saw all that. Focus. There we go. I'm watching my live on my phone to make sure it turns out okay. It's amazing how this camera is because it's so like zoomed in and zoomed out at the same time. It's kind of weird. It looks like that's a little better. Okay, so like I said, I'm going to walk through this and show you guys, and then you can come back to it whenever this week. So, and when I get done with these, I do post them back in the original challenge post. So my page and then the link to rewatch this, which I put on YouTube, will all be there in the challenge post. So you don't have to dig too far to find it. And I do pin all the challenge posts or tours, as I like to call them, in the featured section of the page. That way you can find them and you don't have to like rifle through everything to find it. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. I got my trimmer here, got my adhesive. I'm not gonna need it all up here right now. And I have my phone in front of me. I do have the radio on, so hopefully that's not too annoying for you guys. Hopefully it's fine. It's really dim, so I actually wrote out a whole little plan back when I was planning out these challenges. Like, all right, when I go live, this is how I'm going to do it. I'm going to use this paper for my base because I knew I'd forget, you know. So I planned these so far in advance that I just go, how am I going to remember this? So, and I've actually been power cropping all morning, getting ready for an upcoming crop. And I was on a roll. I'm like, why don't I do this right now? Okay. And it gets it off my desk, you know. So, yeah, so here we are. We're going to walk through it and have fun together this morning. I'm trying to get this straight. I hate when it looks crooked on my camera, so I don't know. It probably annoys me more than you guys, but all right, it's fine. All right, so we're going to begin with a base, and for my base, it's very similar to this base actually. I'm using, I believe this is from the What a Zoo pack, this green leafy look, and it has this on the back. I believe it's from What a Zoo, the original one, or maybe it's What a Zoo too. I don't know, one of the What a Zoos. And I'm also going to use this as my kind of strip that goes on this side. So I'm doing Animal Kingdom, in case you couldn't tell. I figured these papers were perfect for this. So we're working on that today. And if you don't know, my goal is to create my Disney books using mainly creative memory stuff. So I want to prove, you know, hey, you don't have to use these collections, like, but this is boho escape, you know, it doesn't have to just be for a tropical vacation, you know, even though Florida's tropical, I'm using it for Animal Kingdom, you know. So, excuse me, I have a tickle in my throat. So we're going to start with our layout, and then we're going to cut a 2x12 strip of paper to go right here. And on here it says the animals paper, and I took this right off the blog link I had on the post for you guys. And here along right it. So they're talking about this paper right here, kind of behind this leaning strip. So I can cut this down to 2x12. So I'm going to go ahead and do that so I can say paper, because I love Boho Escape and I can't get it anymore. So at least I don't think I can. Maybe I can. I don't know. I was just thinking today, I'm like, man, I need more tropical paper. Like, I'm going through it so much with Florida stuff. And just even like power crop, I'm like, oh, am I going to have enough? So I might check on that today actually. So I'm going to cut a 2-inch strip for this. And this is going to be your paper that goes right along this outer edge here. Underneath the leaning strip. So, and if you guys are on, go ahead and say hello. That way, I'm watching comments. So that way, if you have questions, I can hopefully answer them as we go. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that there. Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and hear it. Yeah, it says go ahead and adhere. So I tend to work further on this side. I just saw here. My cats get up here now and then. I try to keep my door closed so they don't do that, but they do. It's fun. I had it open probably when I ran downstairs to do laundry, and they probably jumped up here, and now I see cat hair, and I'm like, dang it. So, also, like, winter, everything is sticking to me right now. Little pieces of paper and cat hair and all kinds of things, and it's just fun right now. So, static electricity in the cold is just great. So, hopefully you guys can stay warm this week. It's supposed to get really bitter cold here in Michigan. So I think we're looking at a high of like what, 0 on Monday or something, or Tuesday. They're both cold. I don't know. Once you hit like 15, I feel like it feels the same. So, all right, it's like, you know, 85 in the summer. I'm like, it's about the same no matter how high you get. All right, so our next step, look at that, we're already on step 2. Crop 2 photos to 5 3/4 to 3 3/4. And I was debating if I even wanted to do that, just because I don't know, I'm going to probably come back to this step and see once I have my strip down, because these are like actually the true 4x6 photos, and usually my photos are smaller, and I like the frames on these. I don't know, I just like how they look the way they are without cropping them. So I'm probably going to come back to this step and see if that's actually what I want to do. So I'm a person, I like to get all my pieces in place and then kind of figure it out. So I'm going to come back to step 2, because that you also mat and all that. So I'm going to jump to step 3. Cut a 4.5 by 12-inch strip of cabin paper, which is this wooden looking paper underneath. And according to my notes over here, I'm using the animal prints as my background for this because I didn't want anything too loud. So I'm going to use that. So I'm going to cut 4.5 by 12 out of that. And I can get strategic with my animal prints. Like, obviously we're just going to see the edge of this, so I'm not going to look at it too hard probably. So, and if I really wanted to, I could put all of these little pieces on a white piece of paper and, you know, fill in the gaps, and then just do little strips, but I'm not that obsessed with saving this paper, so I just want to make sure I'm cutting the right thing. And then cut a, okay, got it. So this is going to be a 4.5 by 12, like so. And then underneath, it says, where'd it go? Cut a 4 by 12 strip. So that's what's going to go on top of this, and that says checkered kind of plaid looking paper under here. So that's what's going to go under there. I'm just going to see, and obviously we're going to have to do some trimming here. You can see that kind of curves up, and you can see underneath just a sliver. So it's just going to kind of go like that, right? So you are going to see a piece of that green. I'm going to see a piece of this, which you could cover or ignore or whatever. I think it's fine the way it is. So if you don't like it, you can try to extend this by adding, you know, maybe another little piece of paper or something. You're going to have all the seams here anyway. And you can extend it a little more if that bothers you to make it longer. Obviously your paper is limited to 12, but you could take, you know, another piece of your base and cut another like 2 or another inch or so, and then just kind of slide this down and stick it on the top. And then you can cover it with, you know, the stuff we're going to put on top. But I'm not too bothered by it. So I'm going to probably leave that alone. Just so you know, if that bothers you, just know you will see little teeny tiny strips in there. All right, I'm trying to remember what I was going to do. I think I was going to do maybe this yellow on top. Because I know I was going to mat with this yellow and this pink on my photos. However, I don't recall if I actually picked out, I don't think I'd have enough of the pink to even go. So I'm thinking the yellow is what we're going to end up with here. And that's why we're walking through this together, right? Right. Oh, I love that side. Dang, I don't want to cut it. It's terrible. I don't want to cut it. And you know, I did recently get more What a Zoo paper, because this is actually Boho Escape. So I might actually, hold on a second. I think I packed it already in my power cropping stuff. Let me find it again. I did. I just ordered more because I planned this all before those deals they had at Christmas. And so I ordered more of the paper pack, the What a Zoo 2, because I loved it. And I'm like, man, I have so much more Animal Kingdom to go. Not to mention we go to the zoo, you know, sometimes in Milwaukee and whatever. So, oh, hi, Dawn. I'm glad you're here to watch. I know I pivoted a little bit and I was like, you know, I have time. We're going to do a live right now. That way you'll have it now. You don't have to worry about Monday jumping in. So maybe I'll be able to do it more on Saturdays. You never know. So we'll have to see. And I might just use this yellow because I feel like it's going to go better with the little titles I have because it's part of the What a Zoo 2 collection. So I'm going to dig that out. Obviously I haven't opened this one yet. It's very hard to open. And I think I'm going to use, I know I was out of that yellow. Oh, I have used some of this because there's a piece of it missing. I think I'm going to use this yellow instead as opposed to this yellow. I know they're very similar, but I like the consistency with the zoo stuff. So I'm going to go with that. Now that I have it. I didn't have it before. Now I do. And I'm like, wait a minute, I can use it. So we're going to cut this one to 4 by 12. So we're going to line this one up to 4. And again, you can pick and you can chop this up if you want. You don't want to use your whole sheet. I think it's easier if you just use the whole sheet because it's going to fill the gaps between each of these little elements we put in here. I'm just going to make sure 4 by 12 of plaid paper. Yep, so their plaid is my yellow. So it just looks so much smaller when I actually go to do it. It's a little scary when I cut. It's funny. I'm like, are you sure? So that's going to go right on top of this. And I can go ahead and put that in there now. I like the zebra, but it doesn't match what I'm doing here. Use it another day. And we're going to kind of center it. And again, I like to go back to my 13 by 13 mat, and I will lay this down. Because I know this was 4.5, right? And this is 4. So I'm going to go up to like that quarter line. And then over here, we're going to go like at the 4 1/4. And I'm going to make sure we're on straight. And that's what I love about this 13 by 13 mat. It helps me put things on straight because I can see the numbers on the mat. And I know it's straight. And on here, we're going to purposely go crooked. So again, if it bothers you, go ahead and just add little pieces of these 2 papers and it'll help cover that. But I really don't think it's enough to fuss about. Because that's kind of the whole point of this design is to make it not, you know, straight. It's just kind of a fun look about it. So this will get layered on top of my photo. So I'm not going to adhere it down quite yet because I'm still trying to decide if I want to trim my photos. And I don't think I need to, in all honesty, because I am going to layer these underneath just a smidge. Actually, I'm going to reverse it. I'm going to put this one up here and this one down here. Because it does tell me to crop my photos a little bit, and I could. I just don't know if I need to. And I'm really only taking off like, it's like 1/4 of an inch. So I might just do it to stay consistent. All right, we're going to crop our photos a little bit. I don't think I need to, but I just want to give you guys the right measurements as well. So on here, like I said, it's 1/4 of an inch. It's not a big deal. So this is going to be 5. It's literally going to be right there. So I could like go halfway down to this just to stay centered. Oops, didn't commit. And then now I'm going to go to that right here, the 3/4. And that's fine, you know? I just wanted to make sure it was centered. I have troubles cropping my photos. I mean, I know I have a problem, but I'm sure you guys feel the same way. You're scrappers, you get it, right? You have trouble cropping your photos. Okay. And again, this one, like, it's not too centered. Like, you can tell the photographer kind of cut off a little bit over here. Which is fine. It doesn't bother me at all. I just need to figure out which way to cut this. I might just meet halvesies again. Just I can cut off a little bit of that green since there's no green over here. And then I'm going to go, when in doubt, I just meet halfway on both sides. All right. I can live with that. That's fine. We're good. But yeah, if you're a scrapper, you get it. You don't like cropping your photos. Oh, I had to go the other way too, didn't I? Oops, I had to go this way too. This one's gonna be hard. All right. Oh, I don't want to. I don't have to. I'm gonna go up here more. I feel like I can see better when I do it like this. Okay. Let's see. We're doing 3 and 4, right? Right. It'll be okay. We're okay. Everything's fine. It's fine. Literally, my shirt has it on it. I'm fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. It's like my mantra in life. All right. That's fine. We are then going to do some matting of the photos with these two, I believe. And on here, they kind of do one color and then go reverse. Both of the photos, I'm debating if I want to put them on yellow on pink, or if I want to put them pink on yellow. I might not have a choice because I don't know if I have enough yellow. Ooh, the pink's nice. I like the pink. I could also just do one color. It's not that big a deal. Ooh, I think I like pink on yellow, but I don't know if I can make that happen. I'd have to go this way with the yellow. All right, we're gonna matte pink on yellow because I like that better. So, since these are 5 3/4 by 3 3/4, we are gonna do a 6 by 4 of the pink, and then a 6 1/2 by 4 1/2 of the yellow. So, this time I'm actually measuring my mats. I know some of you are in shock because usually I just stick my photos on there and cut around them. But since I have measurements and my photos are actually that, it's because my photos aren't usually the actual measurements. I'm going to go ahead and measure my mats too. So this one is going to be 6 by 4. I'm going to want to go this way. And actually, yeah, that's fine. That is totally fine. So there's our 6 by 4. I do love this pink. I think it's so pretty. I'm trying to remember. I think it, what pack was this in? Was it in Boho Escape? I honestly don't remember. It's like one of those papers I've had in my stash forever, and I could never find a reason to use it. And then all of a sudden it popped up again and I saw these pictures. I'm like, I need to use this. So it goes great with those flowers. So there is our mats. I can set this aside. And then these are going to be 6 1/2 by 4 1/2. And like I said, I'm going to have to go a certain way with this. Ugh. Yeah, it's going to be rough. I might have to go this way, but then I'm not going to have enough room. You guys, I don't know. That might not work. I might have to cut into this one, which is fine. It's similar color. All right, we're just gonna do it. We're gonna cut into this one. All right, 6 1/2. Because I really like the pink on the yellow, not the other way around. So here's my 6 1/2. I'll start over here. Oh, hey, Chris. Yes, I am doing laundry as well. It's actually rolling downstairs as we speak. Sorry, my husband's texting me, but I'll get back to him. Yep, it is that kind of day. I'm doing laundry and scrapping and power cropping and, you know, letting the dog out in between. It's fun. She starts whining like, okay, eating somewhere in there. Who knows? But yes, I have a quiet house right now. It's gonna change in about 45 minutes or so, but Lucy was at a friend's, so we're heating the moment while we can. And she's so good. Even when I'm up here live, I'm like, I'm going live. She's like, all right. And she just does her thing and knows not to come up here. I was like, well, tell me, you know, if you're bleeding or there's a fire, I guess. But other than that. All right. Yeah, that's totally fine. Had to pivot again. That's okay. It's the story of the scrapbooking life, is pivoting. All right. Yeah, I like that a lot. We're going to go with that. So first I'm going to mat my photos. Yeah, I don't always go in order of the instructions, which is totally fine. Sometimes I like to see what one side of my page is going to look like before I layer photos on, because I don't always, I love this paper, by the way. I'm like, can I use that? But no, we'll go with yellow. I think I just like to see it as I go before I do one of the steps. So sometimes I'll skip a step and come back, which is totally fine. You can do it however you need to. And even if your photos don't go this way, a cool thing about this layout is you could turn it and do like photos that have to go this way. So if you have photos that go the wrong way, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Just turn your layout. Or you can turn it this way or whatever. So you'll have to work with this a little bit, you know, and make things that go that way, but it would be fun. It'd be cool to see a layout like that, actually. So if one of you does that, I would be very intrigued to see it. I just happen to have photos that worked out very nice for this, so. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and put my photos on here. I think this is gonna look really fun. I'm super excited about it. This is one of those pages where I'm gonna get done and be like, yes, it's crazy good. Yeah, I'm really excited because it's very Animal Kingdom-like, and I love when my pages are the vibe of where we were. And that's like, I try to explain to people, like, scrapbooking is more than just, you know, slapping your pictures on a page, which I know at times it is, that's fine. But I always like to try to capture the vibe as well. So, and I'm loving doing Disney stuff because Disney is totally a vibe. And it, you know, whatever park you're in, it's going to be a whole different vibe. So it's kind of cool. I like that. I think that's okay. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and stick this down now. Just trying to debate how far I want to lean it. And I'm going to trim, you know, obviously a little bit off of the corners here. I think I can go even further this way, actually. I don't want to cover up my little cheetah too much. I think he's so cute. Okay. Yeah, I like that. And like I said, if this bothers you, go ahead and extend it, but I think it's totally fine. I'm going to get my stickers out. Or, sorry, my scissors out. I love stickers. I'm obsessed. And I'm going to trim off the little pieces that are overhanging just so I can see my page as a whole before I go making my other little strips. Okay, there it is. I love it. All right, so our next step is to add all of these little pieces on here. And I know it looks daunting, which is why I decided to do this one live, because I looked at this one, oh my gosh, this looks overwhelming. But as I read the instructions, it really isn't. You're just cutting up mats, essentially. And you can go with the sizes they're telling you, or you can just cut different sizes as long as they're that 4 inches wide and layer them on there. So it doesn't have to be, sorry, I just saw this peeling up. It's driving me crazy. There we go. It does not have to be complicated. So I'm going to go ahead and go through. I found this sheet, obviously this yellow, is a little different than this one because this was the original zoo pack and this is What a Zoo 2. So I found this in my stash and I think I'm going to go ahead and cut some of this stuff out. I have some mats as well I'll need to dig up. I think they're in here. I'm going to pull my mats out and I'm just going to use those to go through and layer on different things. It's kind of funny because there's zoo everywhere and the whole mantra at Animal Kingdom is like, we're not a zoo. And really they're not. I mean, it is kind of a zoo, but there's just so much more than a zoo. It's like a whole thing. So the fact that zoo's everywhere just cracks me up a little bit, but I'm going to probably use this Walk on the Wild Side and anything I can get to that 4 inches wide. And even these little things, if they're not quite wide enough, I can mat them on a strip wider, you know. So we're just going to play with this a little bit. I like this I love animals thing because, you know, we're doing the animal claws here. So, and in here it says select mats. So on here it's telling you to select 4x6 mats, which is totally fine. You can do that too and cut those apart. It gives examples of what they used. You're going to cut them apart, giving you 4-inch wide sections. So as I said, make sure they're at least that wide. They don't have to be that tall, but they have to make it to 4. So it helps cover this. Unless you don't mind, you know, some of your background showing, that's fine too. So we're gonna go ahead and just play with that a little bit. I might not do it all on camera, but I'll do enough to kind of give you guys the idea. So I could have used this yellow actually to mat on, but that's okay. I didn't know exactly what to do. So I like these arrows. I like these elephants too. I might have to cut them out. And you can cut all these apart and just stash them if you want. Like if you have a piece of paper like this, there are sometimes Creative Memories will put paper in their packs like this to give you like titles and borders and things like that. And I love that because it just gives you a whole different, option for decorating with. So I like this I love animals. So I wanna, and see if you're worried about going off, you can pull out your little guide here and see, and it's not going to be perfect. I don't think it's going to be kind of like the page kits where a little bit's going to hang off, and that's okay. You can always go back and trim. So sorry, you're going to see the top of my messy hair. It's a lazy, well, not so lazy Saturday. I don't have to go anywhere, so I'm just vibing in my jammies and my sweatshirt and threw my hair up. I don't even know what it looks like. And I am rolling with it, right? So, trying to think. I don't want too many titles either. So, I might pull out, I like this roar. It's cute because we're all doing the thing. I might cut out that roar in this, maybe. Oh, let's see. Because I might be able to map that on there. So, I'm just going to go all the way with that one. And the roar. Obviously this is going to be shorter than the 4, but I'm going to make it work. I like the walk on the wild side too, that's cute. Just kind of pondering what I can use here. And like I said, I do have mats as well. I'm probably going to go snag. I didn't pull those out, I forgot about them. Giraffing me crazy. Well, by the end of Disney World, your family usually is drafting you crazy. But it's all good. We still love each other. Probably use that roar there, maybe. And I like the elephants, so I might cut this apart. And really, I should have cut these apart before I took them off the full sheet, because something this narrow is tough to cut on your trimmer. But we can make it work. My biggest suggestion is always cut these small pieces off a bigger piece before. And I did not do this here, just because it's easier to cut and keep it on the straight and narrow. So I'm just gonna have to awkwardly hold it and hope for the best. Not too bad. All right. You can make it work, it's just a little more difficult. All right, so I have all these little pieces. Obviously I'm gonna have to trim some of them, but I think it's gonna be super cute when it's done. So I'm going to work these arrows in, probably trim them up and then place them in random places, like the little elephants. I'm going to find my mats. Where did those go? Sorry, I have a very squeaky chair. Let's see. Put those in here. Oh, they're there. I set them down where I forgot where I put them. So these, I also have like bamboo paper and zebra paper I could throw on there if I really want to. If I get desperate for different things, I could dig through my papers too and see what the options are there. So either way, it's gonna work out just fine. So, okay, let's see. So we're just gonna kind of look through our mats and decide. I don't have a lot of pictures left. The ones with the picture mats. There's a lot of journal boxes. And like on here, you can see it used a lot of the things with the graphics on it. So I could get creative and cut out some of these ones that, I'm trying to find one. I'm not sure what a zoo had. Like this one has the cute little footprints on it. And I could decorate like little stickers. I could journal on it. I like the giraffe one too, that's cute. And it's 4. So. Oh, there we go. This would be nice. And on this side we have this guy, but I'm thinking this side. That's a really good one for this. It says drafting me crazy too, that's awesome. Trying to find ones that don't have as many words because I'm already getting really wordy on this page, so Okay, so I've used a lot of my mats, which is fine. Go back and get more. But I think I'm going to use this elephant because it's cute. Don't know if I can work my giraffe in. Probably not. This just totally gives me Animal Kingdom vibes right here. In fact, my album cover, one of my Disney album covers is this. So, just because we're obsessed with Animal Kingdom. It's one of our favorite parks. We enjoy it a lot. So, yeah, I'm probably just going to cut these apart and then put them on here, do some embellishing. I don't want to keep you guys too much longer because I just don't know when my kid's going to show up either. But really, I'm just going to go through and do this. I'll do a few just so you guys can see it. So again, you're going to want to cut anything long to 4 inches. And you could cut between, I don't know if that would work so well. For this, you could totally use scissors. Oops, I didn't push it the whole way through. My bad. There we go. And obviously my elephant's going to get cut off on the butt there, but that's okay. So I'm going to cut this up so I'd get 4 pieces out of it if I really wanted to. I also got my arrows. Let me use these ones. Because the arrows are a good little way to add some flavor to our board over here. I'm still debating what I want to do with this. I like this roar, but I don't know if it's going to work. We might have to use it as a journal piece. Cut my elephant piece here. And again, I'm going to use my little guide. That looks good. And then I also have this little piece I could journal on. So that's fun. And I could also cut it down even more if I don't want that whole thing in there. So like that. I think we're getting a vibe here. So, and I'm just going to kind of arrange these to work for my page. I might have to do a little more trimming. It looks like that one's a little longer. Yeah, I think I cut one a little too short or it moved or something. That's fine. You can always trim it up, not a big deal. And you want to keep some of your background paper showing through as well. So I might just get a little creative here and layer my pieces on. They're super cute. Could turn my arrows the other way. I could switch it up and do that. I mean, there are lots of options. You know, I could cut up some more mats. I like this I Love Animals, so I might use that. So you can do it as elaborate or as simple as you want. So, oh hey Sue. Yeah, I jumped on a little surprisingly. I had some time, so, oh sorry. My daughter's messaging me that she's on her way here, so I'm gonna have to make it quick. So yeah, I decided, well, I could do this Monday or I could do it now when the house is totally empty and, you know, my room is still pretty warm. We'll be turning off our propane and doing the pellet stove with the dipping heat. So yeah, it'll be cold up here, but that's okay. I love this little draft too. I can use him maybe as an embellishment. So I'm not going to stick on here too much longer. I literally just wanted to show you guys kind of the way to put this together because like I said, these strips here can look daunting. But just make sure you can use whatever width you want. Just make sure, or whatever height I guess you want, just make sure they're 4 wide. That way it goes all the way across your background piece there. So I'm going to play with this a little more and then I will post my finished product when we're done. Just checking the comments. Oh yeah, Angie. Hi Angie, good to see you. Just catching up. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and sign off. I'm probably going to add a few more little things here and there, and then I will post what I have. So good luck, you guys. Holler if you have any questions. I'd love to answer them. So yeah, can't wait to see what you guys do with this one. I hope you guys have a great day. Enjoy your scrapping time.